Stranger Things is back, Demogorgons are on the loose, D20s are rolling, and we're all holding out for a critical role. We're making the Upside Down. Killed it. Bring back Barb. I think actually Barb is probably coming back in season 3 as some kind of a beast. Monster. Stranger Things prediction, the scary Demogorgon beast that you saw in the trailer, that's the mutated Barb back from the dead. Oh man, Stranger Things is so near and dear to my heart. This show is absolutely incredible. That's true. I would be a little bit younger than the kids on that show. Well, actually quite a bit younger, but boy, was riding my bike around and playing Dungeons & Dragons important to my youth. I played many an hour Dungeons & Dragons, and I probably still would if my friends didn't all live very far away. They don't actually play that much Dungeons & Dragons on the show, though, especially after the first season, which kind of makes sense, because it's not that exciting to watch. It was actually really funny. There was like the Stranger Things, like Netflix after thing, where it was like, you know, the kids in the cast and the Duffer Brothers kind of talking about stuff, and basically the Duffer Brothers were talking about Dungeons & Dragons, and Mike said something. He made some comment about growing out of Dungeons & Dragons and not playing when you got older, and one Duffer Brother was like, I'm sorry, what? It's incredible. The soundtrack is incredible. The set design is incredible. The plot is incredible. The way that they cherry pick from just my favorite movies. My favorite movies. The Thing. I mean, just John Carpenter across the board. The soundtrack, the look, the feel. Stephen King is so much in there. So what about the Upside Down? The Upside Down is a netherverse, a universe of dark energy accessed from the inside of a sensory deprivation tank, which of course kind of echoes some stuff like Jacob's Ladder, you know, a little bit of that going on there, a little bit of that 80s, yeah, a little of that, little Cronenberg thing going on. They do such an amazing job in that series of world building and the government organizations, and actually, I feel like there's a little bit of borrowing from The Invisibles, particularly with that one episode that was a backdoor pilot. Very Invisibles heavy. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, very Invisibles heavy. As a matter of fact, there's a bunch of graffiti in there about King Mob and stuff like that.
Screw it!
There was all kinds of references to the Grant Morrison comic in that episode to The Invisibles. Just putting that out there into the universe. Forgot about that. Sorry, just wanted to say that. Invisibles, read it. Very good. Good stuff. In the trailer, what do we see? We see that there's going to the mall. There's going to be a new mall. We finally get to meet the mayor. Who's playing the mayor? Carrie Elwes. Elwes? How do you say his name? His name. How do you say his name? Elwes? Carrie Elwes. That sounds like a football player, right? No, it's Yules. Carrie Yules of The Princess Bride, and also the first Saw film, and probably other things.
Unlike some other Robin Hoods, I can speak with an English accent.
Carrie Yules is now the mayor of Hawkins, Indiana.
Happy 4th of July!
And the kids are gonna be hanging out at the mall, and there seems to be some kind of tension going on between the small businesses and the mall, and we're gonna get some Tiffany. I'm just gonna make this prediction for you guys. There'll be visual references to Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures Mall Rampage. Yeah! I predict, just predict it.
The stars are open!
Stores here are pretty clean.
Stacy, what are you waiting for?
Gives you an erect image.
What's my favorite 80s movie? Well, I'm pretty partial to John Hughes. I know it's a little problematic.
It's encouraging. Very encouraging.
Yeah.
It's very problematic. Not gonna talk about it. I like The Breakfast Club a lot. But it's not really, like, The Breakfast Club is so timeless. Is that an 80s movie? Yeah, it certainly is. What's another great 80s movie? One with a little bit more. The Goonies. Have you seen The Goonies recently? It's so great.
This was my dream, my wish, and it didn't come true. So I'm taking it back.
I watched The Goonies recently, and I wasn't worried it wasn't going to hold up, that there was going to be things in it that were like, oh, that's not cool anymore. You can't say, you know what? I actually think The Goonies holds up really, really well. I gotta give a lot of credit to Richard Donner for making a movie that I think stands the test of time. Everything about that still works great, and nothing in it you watch and say, what did we really thinking back then? I don't think so. I think that he was really ahead of his time with that. So, Goonies. Stir this drink. You're gonna need some chocolate liqueur. I'm gonna use a 1/4 ounce of this. You're going to want a 1/2 ounce of maple syrup. It's not scientific maple syrup. I just ran out of glass bottles to store it in. So here it is in this. Is this an Erlenmeyer? No, Erlenmeyer's a triangle one. This is like a round bottom flask or something. Anyway, a 1/2 ounce of maple syrup. Now maple syrup, of course. Why maple syrup? Well, I could have sweetened this with something else, but I kind of wanted to get maple syrup in this drink. And maybe even that chocolate as well. But mostly maple syrup because of Eleven's love of Eggos. We had to get that breakfast vibe in there. And we're going to need 2 ounces of a Blanco tequila. I want 2 dashes of Peychaud's bitters. I know, it sounds crazy. And now I'm going to stir this over ice. So we're going to crack some ice in here. We're going to put this in a glass with no ice. I'm going to garnish this twice. The first step I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my squid ink, and I call it squid ink, but really it's cuttlefish ink, 1 part cuttlefish ink and 2 parts water, heated up till they're dissolved together and stored in a dropper. And I'm just going to dress this with a few drops, and I mean a few drops. And let's put a twist of lemon on it as well, if my peeler is anywhere nearby. I want to put a lemon twist on it if I can. But you have the option of either putting the lemon in the drink or not. I'm going to ditch it. I think it'll distract from the thing we have going on here with this cloud of swirling darkness. I think that should be the real focus of the drink. Well, there we have the upside down. Let's give it a shot. That's unique. I love that. That combination of lemon and the lemon, tequila, and maple syrup, man, that is something different. I really like that. That is like nothing I've ever had. The squid ink, of course, provides just a little bit of salinity to this to kind of helps those flavors express. In a weird way, it kind of makes it sweeter because it accentuates the flavors that are there. The chocolate is not very forward. It's there, it's underneath it, but it does sort of... What we're getting is a synthesis of flavors so that the individual notes kind of disappear and meld into something new. So I'm just going to try and describe it objectively, which I always try to do, but it's tough. Nice smooth mouthfeel, like a salty, sweet lemon chocolate. Maple, woodsy, little bit of spiciness from the tequila, just sort of riding around the sides of your tongue there. A little bit of salt, extremely enjoyable. It's something in like it's a little spirit forward. It's a sip and drink. It's sort of, I mean, it's a bit like a Sazerac. I mean, it is nothing like a Sazerac flavor-wise, but it presents like a Sazerac for a reason. It's a drink that you would enjoy the same way. there's cinnamon too, I want to say. I know there's no cinnamon in the drink, but somehow that combination of maple and lemon and the tequila creates, it synthesizes something that's a bit like cinnamon. And that's, but different in just, and I think that actually the salt is helping. I think that the squid ink is getting us there as well. Almost like an artificial cinnamon, which is so surprising that these flavors would yield that. And I love that. I love being surprised by a drink. The Peychaud's bitters provides just a hint of anise. And I think that that actually, for me, for my palate, that is desirable. Not everybody loves anise, and if you don't, maybe you want to ditch the Peychaud's. What do I think is going to happen this season? Now that Mike and 11 are finally... Did you know that that was his... I think that was both of theirs first kiss in real life? The on-screen kiss? Yeah. What does that do to a person? I mean, those adults just took those children, thought in real life, directed them, kiss. We're going to record it. Your first intimate moment with anybody, we're going to let millions and millions of people watch it. I hope they turn out all right. Well, we met 8. And she had that illusion-making power, if I'm not mistaken. She could, like, convince people to see things, stuff like that. Very subtle power. And then she met the raw, earth-shattering power of 11. The cosmic power who can just change reality, who can just move things. You know, I really love that. I don't know, some character who can exert their will directly over the cosmos around them. I find them fascinating. Will Hopper and Joyce finally get together? Will 11 and Mikey make it work? Will Dustin and Steve go on a bitchin' road trip in a bitchin' Camaro across the USA to find love and life? Find out all of this and more in Season 3 of Stranger Things. All right, that's how to drink, guys. We should start a official How to Drink Dungeons & Dragons game. Roll them dice. Yeah, I'm a player killer, though. You guys wouldn't like it.